Hello, guys. Thanks a lot for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Smouldering Tom, here tonight. Yes. So, first of all, as usual, I would like to ask you if you could introduce a little bit your project, yourself, and start talking a little bit about your background and how did you approach and how did you start your project.
Yeah. So my name's Marianne. I am the vocalist in Smouldering Tomb, and this.
I'm Sam. I play the guitar.
So we've been to the band's been together. I started the band about a year ago, purely as a way to just deal with what was going on in the world at the moment. I have been in bands for most of my life. I took like 10 years off to have baby, and it just felt like the right time to start something new. And then met Sam owns the rehearsal studio where we've been practicing. So when we were looking for a new guitarist, Sam was like perfect person to come on board. So yeah, it's really just been like a big sort of a carrier for really, like, starting the band was really just more of a cathartic thing to do in that specific space and time a year ago, when I just felt like there was a lot going on and needed somewhere very positive to put it rather than internally combusting, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I also would like to ask if Smouldering Tom was born as it is right now, or it was like a different project, or it was straight like this.
Yeah. Is evolved a lot. So when we started the band, it was me and our original guitarist Jake, and we had another drummer called Hal. We started the band as a project, really. We all met, but we all met in Brighton. So Smouldering Tomb started in Brighton, and Brighton is sort of quite a transient kind of place. So when we all met, started making music, and within a couple of weeks, it was really obvious that we were all going to end up moving. Jake was going back to Devon. Hal wasn't really into doing gigs. So we just decided, like, we'd written these songs, let's do something with them. So we recorded the EP and put the EP out just as this was just going to be a project. It was just like three people who didn't really know each other very well, just making something horrible together. And then the EP was really well received, and we got loads of gig offers, and it kind of sort of expanded from there. Jake left in July, and had to move back to Devon. So from there, it was then deciding whether to just stop the band or to move forward and sort of like recreate a new live band. So we muddled through for a bit. We had a few mates fill in and stuff like that before we met Sam. And also, we never had a bass player. Like, everybody just played bits of bass before. So we found Owen in November, who was our first bass player, and kind of moved on from there, really. So Smouldering Tomb now is quite different to Smouldering Tomb from a year ago in how we look, but not so much in how we sound, because everyone just likes making dirty, horrible death metal.
And what about instead your personal background? Like, for example, how did you really approach music in general in your life? Like, there was anything that you remember from your childhood, or is something that I like, oh yeah, I'm interested in this, or maybe you started with classical music or something like that. I don't know. What was your experience?
Sam, your entire family is it?
Yeah, I come from one of those families. Like, my mum is a classical piano teacher and my dad was a drummer. So I'm really, really bad at piano, and my mum tried super hard to change that. But I got a guitar when I was 7, and that was fine because I played it every day for pretty much the rest of my life after that.
Wow.
But yeah, like, when I was a child, I used to spend a lot of time seeing my dad's bands, who used to play, in pubs and clubs and things. And I just thought it was really cool that when the band played, all the people would like get up and dance, and it would be fun. You know, when you're a kid, being in an environment where everyone's just talking and not doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of when I wanted to be a musician, really, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And yeah, you wanted to say
Please.
something? Yeah. So how does it work right now for you guys? Do you have like some tours or something that is going on in this moment, or is there anything in your mind with this project?
So at the moment we are we're writing and demoing and recording. Our next show is we've got a show in March with or quite a lot of Brighton bands. It's like a Brighton death metal all day at Dalton's. So there's lots of very fucking cool bands playing. And then after that, we've got a little bit of time off to finish writing and recording. And then our next show after that is Desert Fest. So we are playing the Saturday, opening the stage at Desert Fest. Which was curated by a really cool Brighton-based promoter called Smoking Bones Club. So they put a really, really good day of bands together, which we're very honoured to be opening. So that's our biggest thing we've got coming up, and then we've got loads of things after that. But you're kind of a bit here that we've got tours coming in sort of September, October time that we're still working on. But between now and then, we're everywhere, really, aren't we?
Yeah, it's quite spotty. We're going all over the country, but just in like little bits, little weekenders and stuff. But it's good there's so much enthusiasm for it.
Yeah,
you know? It's awesome. It's great motivation to write as well when you know people want to book you.
Yeah, it will be amazing for sure.
And so you say like now, right now you're also recording, right? So how does it? How is your process, like, especially when you create?
And also the one for malediction upon the rest.
Yeah.
So
yeah. How did it came to life? Like it's just, I don't know, it started from a riff, it just started, I don't know, you do everything together, or is something that, how does it work in your particular?
Well, it's been really interesting because I joined the band after they'd released the EP. Yeah. So it was like a really, really good challenge to sort of understand that music and the ideas that Jake put together when he was in the band. And you know,
sorry, trying to plug my phone in because the computer wasn't working.
So Jake wrote a lot of good stuff. So trying to be respectful of that, and it's been kind of convenient for me because I grew up listening to the classic death metal bands, and I do really like the kind of other wave of more progressive stuff like Gore Guts, like Coloured Sands. One of my favourites of all time, really. And like there's a little bit of like modern metal influence, but not a lot. And there's a little bit of hardcore influence. There's definitely some sludge stuff happening within the mix. So for me, it was to try and really get all these ingredients and combine them into something that is respectful to like the EP and what people who already like the band are going to want, but also to take something from myself. So, I mean, my favourite death metal songwriter is probably yours. It's Chuck from Death. So they kind of wrote the book on that stuff. Like, so the good thing is we have lots of good examples for classic. There's some great examples to follow. So to put your own stamp on it, maybe with some of these other influences, is the best. And me and the drummer will get things together. Then, I mean, Marianne, she will take her time to combine like feelings, and then normally she just shows up at rehearsal and just kills it. You know, that's the process so far. Is what I put something into the computer, we record drums, and then it usually just kind of snaps together like that, like one of those flatbreads you make really quickly.
Yeah, it is. There's like lots of like the smoulderingness goes on for a minute, and then like bam, everything's made. Because it's quite nice. Like I like with lyric writing and songwriting, I like to sit with a song and listen to it. And when I'm writing lyrics for Smouldering Tomb, I do quite a lot of research sometimes on what I'm writing about as well. So for me, I like to spend my time reading and researching and making notes, and then I build a song from that. And because I write a lot of songs about either events that have happened or sort of things from the past, and then sort of build and try and add my own sort of perspective as sort of a woman in the world now onto them. So it's nice to sort of build that on my own, and then we all come to band practice and then just make an absolute racket together at practice and go from there, really.
Yeah. Did you with this new lineup, did you ever played in a show already? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think this somehow shaped even more, the sound of this new version of the or everything was like already well, established after you came into the band?
I mean, I think everything's always constantly moving and evolving. Like, that's the amazing thing about music, isn't it? And whenever you've got 4 individuals writing something together, you can't help but evolve and put your own different spin on things. So definitely think playing live together, and we've done 3 gigs together this year with this fresh lineup, and I think playing things live just helps you evolve. We added a new song. We wrote a new song all together with Sam and with Owen in November, and so we debuted that when we played in London in December. So we've got a new song in the set list, and then for the coming gigs, we've got new songs and new openers. So definitely it has added to how the old songs sound as well, because new people playing them sort of brings a different life into them. But it is very much about moving forward and working on new recordings and getting the new songs out there at the moment.
Yeah.
And I would like to ask, so you have also some electronic and synth part. So who plays it?
So we have Owen, who isn't with us today. He's our bass player. He does all the synths and the samples and everything like that. He has like a noise project that he does called Thron, which is really cool, and he does loads of awesome images, and you're really he's an incredibly creative person. I mean, there isn't a day that Sam and I don't get messages where he's like, music video, he's like, I've built something, I've made something, I've done I don't know when you sleep. So he totally looks after that sort of side of thing, and I think it just really, we've always had that. Howell, who played drums with us on the first EP, he loved synths, so it sort of evolved from that, how to kind of expand and make songs bigger, and because we really like sort of the sort of our melodic, quite sort of personal interludes in the songs. I think that it really works using synths and using sort of noise, and there's going to be probably a lot more of that on the new stuff as well. Now that Owen's working with us,
that's cool. And about your kind of the part of the death metal that you have in your band is, do you think that it's most like the European death metal or more like the US death metal?
Really interesting question. I've not really thought about that before. I mean, I think we all listen to quite a lot of American death metal.
The Florida stuff is really, really big.
I would say
Smouldering too.
Musically, I mean, lyrically and stuff are definitely probably much more European, because I think Europeans tend to write less sort of meaty, horrible, don't really write songs that are about chopping people up and stuff. So that's probably but musically, we probably are more influenced by American than. I've not really thought about that before.
There's some blackened touches. I think maybe in the blackened edge, we're really coming from Europe. I think, and Owen loves black metal too. You know? But then it's about keeping this a little sprinkle. Because we're not going to go full corpse paint. That's not happening. Do you know what I mean? But there is some great Black and Death bands, and it kind of fits in with the hardcore kind of influence as well. You know, there's like a connection there.
Yeah.
And that's European and American, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And so you're from Brighton, right?
Yes.
So how do you see your metal scene there? How do you, I mean, do you enjoy your scene? You would like it to be a little bit different, or you prefer another scene or something like that? How do you live it?
We're so lucky down here, aren't we, Sam?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the unlucky thing is that we've lost a lot of venues, but the demand has gone nowhere.
Yeah.
There's massive demand for gigs. And you know, you get a lot of enthusiasm for them.
Yeah.
Death metal used to be huge in Brighton. We seem to have popped up at a time when not a lot of other people are playing death metal. There's like a few bands, and we tend to get along well with them. But it's not like the big scene. Like hardcore is pretty big in Brighton at the moment.
Hardcore's massive.
Yeah, it's kind of leading. I think, at the moment in
really
our city.
Good network of promoters for hardcore, and lots of people show up. But I think like since we started off, we did our first gig in like June. I would say that we've been very in demand since. We get asked to play a lot, and we still get asked to play Brighton a lot. I think that there is really a want for more death metal in Brighton. Definitely. Like there aren't lots and lots of venues, but it's one of those places, if you put a show on, people will turn up. Like the scene is really healthy, like people support each other. So you can kind of just sort of take, we both put gigs on sometimes, and it's well, some more than me, but you can take a bit of a punt and put a show on and like hope the best. Sorry about my dog.
No, absolutely.
Background barking.
Lovely. And I wanted to ask a question also, because we just talked about this in the previous podcast. And so you mentioned about the venues. Like, is there anything that is happening, like even in Brighton, like, I don't know, closing some venues or something, or it's just that there are just a few, or how is it? Because it's I think that there is a general problem around.
Yeah, I think it's the same as the rest of the world. It's gentrification, because the city, many people want to live there because it's close to London, and it's not so important to live in London if you have a job there, more and more over time. So, you know, the price of all the accommodation goes up, and there's not enough. So then you get noise complaints from really busy areas, and the whole of our city is surrounded by like national park. So we can't like grow out. So we're growing in, if you know what I mean. It's like a proper walls of chaos exodus situation. Like, this is just going to keep growing until it collapses. Like, but I mean, we're still lucky because there's such a desire to keep things going. I mean, I think quite frankly, if we had to, we'd just go back to playing in living rooms. You know, people would just do it if they had to. We're not there yet. Like, we still have venues that are cooperative and you know, that understand how important like music at this level is to feed the rest of it. You know, like you can't really skip the stage that we operate in. You know, it's where bands, you know, they kind of find their sound and they connect to their audience. And if you don't have medium-sized venues, you just won't get that. You know. So it, you know, I think that's definitely understood. I mean, also London's not too far for us. So I think we definitely feel like we can dip our toes into that scene as well, you know. And we have lots. I think you used to live up there.
I used to live in. I had a death metal band in London like 15 years ago.
We're quite connected to London, you know. That's
really good. Absolutely.
No, we can understand, because I mean we were living in Southampton some time ago.
Oh, okay.
So it's it was very well connected as well. So we were like, basically, I mean, just by car we were just going almost every weekend. You know, there was always something to do. Very nice. So it was so long time ago.
Really. More than 10 years ago.
More than 10 years ago. Yes.
Do you have a good scene in Denmark?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Then I mean, Scandinavian people are very into it.
Really
actually.
into it. Yeah.
They are so good. Actually, they are very, very good.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and they have, you know, there are venues pretty much everywhere. Like, I mean, there are very nice venues, and
Yeah, we were talking like half an hour ago about this.
yeah,
So that
Yeah.
there are a lot of people like 15 years old playing an
yes,
amazing death metal. You say, oh, okay. So
Love
you
that.
just,
That's amazing.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like last week I just discovered a band just like this. So without searching, like a kind of a Spotify radio.
yeah,
Yeah.
And so, oh, I heard this stuff and I say, oh, that's amazing. So I made a research about this band, and I discovered that there are really kids, and it was oh my, this is not
That's
possible.
awesome.
They
Because all they do, they've just got so much time to sit around and play, right? So they're like,
yeah, but it's
yes, that's
yeah,
super. Honestly, it's very enjoyable, and when the snow starts melting, it's
yeah,
easier.
you've still got snow. Like, it's been
Yeah,
like nearly 20 here today in the sunshine.
yeah.
You've got snow, love that.
yeah. I mean, this winter was particularly. It was quite cold compared to some others. This is the
Yeah.
very first time that it's 5 years we are here. No, it's 4 years
4 years, yeah.
that we are here, and this was pretty rigid. You can say that. I don't know,
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah. It's but I have to say that here in the summer, everyone is playing, even in the
Yeah,
winter, of course,
really.
but it's like
Yeah.
less visible, right? You have to look
Yeah.
for the venue. But in the summer, it's like people popping up and playing, so it's very nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
Love
it is.
that.
yeah.
And do you guys have also some side projects of a part of Smouldering Tomb?
I don't. I just took smaller too. I put my time and energy into that. I feel like for me, it's quite hard to have side projects as I have family as well, and
Yeah.
it's just Smouldering Tomb takes quite a lot of my time. I really try and put like everything into that. I'm quite a driven person anyway, and so I feel like I focus quite heavily on that. But Sam does.
Yeah, I play in a kind of very different thing called Ada, ADUR. Yeah, we've got an album out. It's good fun. It's good for me because I play drums in that band. My life is kind of set up entirely around music. My family live in Seattle. I don't have children and stuff. So yeah, like 5 or 6 years ago, I decided I was going to gear myself up to completely focus on music, and somehow it's still working. Like, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to keep it going, but so far so good. So yeah, it's good. I find when you have completely different styles of music, it's quite easy for me to split my creativity. Also, I've got when I was talking about playing guitar as a child, it's no exaggeration. Like, I could bore you with riffs. I'm always happy to sit and write music.
Yeah.
Always happy to write.
Yeah, that's amazing when you can have things going on all around, and I think it's very nice. It's also very.
If you have some bands that you prefer, some bands that you grew up with, and also nowadays you take some, how can
I
I
don't
say
know,
it?
maybe not really inspiration, but maybe you
No.
just listen to it. You like to listen to it or something like that.
I mean, yeah, I already mentioned Death. Bolt Thrower is another one.
Yeah.
I've always been a big fan of those guys. Yeah, Morbid Angel stuff. I guess I'm throwing out the obvious ones here, aren't I? But the thing is that is what I was kind of into, really, was sort of, because you've got like the Swedish scene, and you've got loads of like super heavy stuff over on that side, and then yeah, there's like the Florida scene. I mean, at the moment, I really like Elder. I don't know if you know them. I think they're fantastic. They're so creative. It's nothing like as brutal as what we do. It's just much more like sort of pretty, atmospheric music. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of them. And Resin, REZN, again, similar kind of thing, just really big kind of epic sounds. I was playing in doom bands for nearly 10 years. So that's definitely like something I enjoy, but I've also done that a lot, so I'm kind of, I don't want to focus on doom anymore, like I've kind of do more want to play fast, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, yeah,
Slow
yeah,
sometimes as well, but fast. Let's go, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Alternate picking intensifies.
Yeah, absolutely.
It needs to have some go to it, you know. It needs to like put its foot on the floor sometimes for me, you know, and
Yeah.
get that heat, get that excitement into it. But yeah, like for when I listen to music for pleasure, I listen to like, you know, really kind of silly, floaty, psychedelic stuff a lot. And where I work, we have a lot of classical music, so I'm around a lot of like opera and classical singers and stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
So it's nice to hear. I mean, there's some epic melodies and that stuff for sure, you know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's kind of for me. I think Owen's been playing like doom and like sludge
Yeah.
forever. He's had some pretty cool projects. Grey Widow is fantastic. I would check that one out of Owen's. That's been broken up for years, but the Grey Widow albums are fantastic.
yeah,
Sure.
Kind of for fans of like Primitive Man or um, we have some really interesting bands in the UK. Like this is sort of my promoter hat going on there. But like I really like Ren. Their latest album is
Ren are really good.
fantastic.
I think Kay mentioned them earlier, didn't they? Because they're about to do some, believe in nothing, just about to do some shows with them across the UK. So they're like, and you're playing
Yeah.
Brighton soon, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm really
Sounds pretty
excited to get to host them. I've played with them and other bands before. They're a
nice.
very interesting band. Also, we've got like stuff not like Nordic Giants from around here. They make really interesting music, so we get to see them sometimes. That's where you really are spoilt in Brighton. That's where we are the lucky city because we get so many interesting bands because they know that if they come down here, we're all going to come out. You know?
Yeah.
Like it might not be the biggest venue on the tour, but the people will come.
People kind of,
This is important.
and
as well.
they'll enjoy it as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
And our drummer Merlin, who's also not here, I love jamming with him because he loves his deathcore and his technical
Yeah.
stuff. So he can just handle really difficult parts with ease. You know, he's completely calm. You know, his heart rate doesn't increase. It's really fun having a drummer like that when you're writing. You know,
It's nice having him as well because
Yeah.
Merlin's like 28 and I'm not 28, if you know what I mean. And I come from like a much more of like a crusty background. I listen to a lot of like crust and metal and punk and stuff too. And so he brings that sort of very deathcore, like a slightly slicker, where I'm just like, it never occurs to me whether something's good or not. You just do it, like if it feels right, you do it. It's much more about emotion and feeling because that everything I listen to and I like is a bit raw maybe, but I like having him in there because otherwise half everything I come up with just be unlistenable. I'd be like, you know, try and make it on my Tascam like 4-track and have a hiss on everything. So it's really good to have someone like Merlin who like, you know, wants to put, you know, maybe wants something a bit slicker and to it as well.
I think he's grown up with the insane standards of
Yeah.
today. I think that's why, you know, because I didn't. Like, I grew up listening to loads of scrappy bands, and you know, I still don't have a problem with that at all. You know, but I don't need music to be edited or anything to enjoy it. But it is interesting working with someone who grew up with that because I mean, it's really handy because he's just so quick.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to swear here, but he is so fast and so quick to pick stuff up. And he has a really good idea of his abilities. Like, as soon as I show him a rip, he's like, we need to reduce the tempo. He's thinking, like, I need to fully blast on that. So,
yeah.
But it's he's a nice person to work with for sure.
Yeah. And but you are both from UK?
Yeah.
Yeah, and both from Brighton, or you?
I'm from the Midlands, and then I sort of gradually, sort of like Nottingham, Northampton, London, and then sort of gradually got further down the country, and ended up here like 15 years ago, maybe. You're from here though, aren't you, Sam?
Yeah, I was born in Brighton General, but then I was in New York until I was like 5 or 6, and we came back basically because my family needed the NHS. Yeah, but my family.
Oh my God, I hope it was something fine. I mean.
Oh yeah, we were all fine thanks to the NHS,
Okay.
which is obviously an amazing, wonderful thing that everyone should be proud of. You know, amazing people working in the NHS. but yeah, like my family all live in Seattle, so I'm there a lot. Basically, I'm in America 2 or 3 times a year with them, so I kind of feel like I'm between two countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've
And
been
do
in
you
Brighton
play?
for a long time.
And when you go to the US, you play? Can you play some? Have you played to some shows or something?
Yeah, I want to. I haven't had a band that are willing to actually buy the flights and go and do it yet. But we do have. I do have lots of connections over there. I mean, there's also a lot of bands that I really respect. Like probably one of the bands I respect the most well, that I've ever met is Primitive Man from Denver, Colorado, and
Yeah.
I'm really proud to call those guys friends. I do have kind of a dream that someday I'm going to get to go over there and play a gig with Primitive Man. We'll see if it happens. Maybe, maybe. But my family live in Seattle, which is a great music city. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's something I'll maybe happen in future. Yeah, maybe not now.
No,
but,
no.
soon.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
never
hopefully
know.
once chaos.
But like this time last year, like Smouldering Team barely existed, and you know, like so, who knows by next year? Like, yeah, exactly. We we got booked for Desert Fest after doing 3 live shows. So I feel like it's one of those bands where you really don't know what could happen.
Yeah,
Smouldering,
yeah. Yeah, actually, I think we have like the touristic authorization to go to the US because we did like
Yeah,
I don't remember, almost I mean,
I
yeah,
think
more
that
than
is
1 year
still
ago,
available.
and
yeah.
it's still actually available, but we really didn't dare to
No.
to think
No, I
about it.
wouldn't. Not at the moment. I mean, it's where Sam's family live. Seattle's probably a bit different, but yeah, I would be nervous about going to the States right now. It's really interesting to see so many bands coming over here at the moment and having to have like get new members, and so like touring bands now. It's not the band that was recording because so many people have problems with visas and stuff.
Yeah,
Brexit's been a nightmare for us, like in terms of it's really hard for bands from the UK to tour, to make money, um, to yeah, everything that's happening in America and everything with visas, and then yeah, Brexit on top of it is like it's quite hard to for everybody to get around at the moment. It's complicated.
oh yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely, yeah. I also wanted to ask a question about the shows in general.
Yeah.
Like, have you have any amazing or particular or very weird memory of any show that even if you played it or maybe something that you attended, just you went to you went to for a concert or something, and then you see, oh, wow, that was memorable.
In any
Bad
way.
in any way, like it is something that you really recall with some emotion.
You know what? Recently, one of the like having you had Kane on earlier. I saw Believe in Nothing properly for the first time in December. I don't know with you guys, like you probably haven't had a chance to catch them live. But they were incredible, and it was one of those gigs where I came home and my husband was asleep, and I was like, "Why are you asleep? I have to tell you about this." Like, I think I texted all the boys in the band, being like, "They were so good! Like, why did they?"
Yeah.
Then when you get home, you're like, I have to tell everybody. And yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, they're so brilliant. Like everybody needs to know about it. And so yeah, that was like the most recent one where I was like really blown away because it was something really different and visceral and interesting. It kind of brought up lots of things, and it was really good to like come home and then see like yeah, and just be like, I need to tell you all about this. You all need to go. And then we've at a very similar time, we played at the Dev in Camden. It was Sam's first show with Smouldering Tomb. I was just one of those gigs we played. It was us for Artisanal Rights and Scumhammer's first show, and it was insane.
It was so good. It
Like,
was like one of the busiest shows they'd had that year.
yeah.
The
Wow.
Boston. You couldn't like move.
No.
There was like the walls were like breathing. It feels like there's like a tension in the air. It was
Yeah.
awesome. Absolutely.
Wow.
I nearly fell over. I was headbanging so hard. I had to remind myself not to like headbang so hard. And I don't want
Hammer
It was
is
amazing.
with
We were like hiding behind the merch table while one of the bands was on.
yeah,
And I don't know if you've ever seen the band Gorgon Vomit, but their lead singer is like 6'5" or something, like this huge guy. Someone literally threw it in like over the merch table and he landed on me. It was like, it was pure Christmas chaos. It was like,
yeah, absolutely.
Wow, it's amazing. Yeah. I mean, so you said believe in nothing, right?
yeah,
Before, yeah. So yeah, we just talked with him, like
yeah,
yeah. It just half an hour ago. So but we will make another podcast, like an
Yeah, I think in
offline
March.
podcast with him because it was a little bit weird with the connection. So
yeah.
unfortunately, we couldn't really talk a lot. And
We are trying to fix it tonight
yeah,
and see what happened, but
we will
Yeah.
and we post it, but it's I think it's very important. I mean, I really like talking with him, and we really would like to spend
Got the
some
cat as
more.
well.
Yeah.
oh,
Oh, you got the cat
Oh.
as well now, but she's less into it. That's right. And
We
a
need
lot
to
of us.
force
We've got
our cat.
gerbils as well. You can meet them too.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I think that it was a very, very nice chat, and thanks a lot, guys, for
Thank you so
uh,
much for having us.
thank
thank
you,
you.
thank you so
Yeah, this
much.
is our first podcast, so we are. It was very nice to talk to you. Thank you very much for having us.
Oh, thank you very
Thanks,
much.
really.
We are honored, honestly, and
Oh,
especially for the presence of Pinky.
yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. She less bothered. That's okay.
She's amazing.
Yeah.